man. So like we had remember box tops for education, where if you bring in
from cereal.
Yeah. So our school had like a goal, like if we got to fucking $2,000 whatever, $500, $2,000, whatever the amount was in box tops, they would there was like a prize, and so the options were there was 3 things that everyone kind of voted on initially as like ballot options, because everything had to tie into like teaching kids about democracy or whatever,
right? Some bullshit.
So there's a different, and then there was like a write-in option. So it was like either the principal kisses a pig or whatever. They get like a fucking pig from a farm, and then she had to kiss it. That was the one that ended up winning. The principal ended up kissing the pig. But
stupid bitch.
Yeah. And then there was a couple other ones, but then there was this kid Chris who was like. Me and my friend Anthony, we were like friends with him. We were all on the baseball team together, and we all like sucked. And but like Chris was at like the sort of the bottom of that pecking order in between me, Anthony, and Chris or whatever. And Chris was like kind of like, he was just like a dumbass. He was like aloof and like didn't think about shit. So they put out like the ballots of like what you could vote for to happen if we got like the box tops. And so in a write-in space, and these are anonymous. They just hand one to everyone. They're anonymous, and he wrote his name at the top for some reason. And then in the other section, he writes down, Mrs. Vasilio should jump off the school and kill herself. Jesus Christ. And then he erases his name and turns it in, but his name's still like clearly visible. And then he got like suspended and had to like write an apology to
That one was probably so sad. She's like some fucking overworked, like single. Because he's up there. He was
the guy I told this story before about who called the retarded kid professor. I told you that there's a retarded kid in the class and be like, who's got the answer to that? You, professor? No? Okay. I told this story, right?
I think so, but still, that's so fucking funny.
You're Buddha.
Jesus.
It's so funny how
she's talking about her pussy.
The education system is like filled with so many just adult dumbasses.
Oh yeah, because it's not a valued profession. If you're paid as much as a doctor,
we had an assistant principal in middle school that used to like be like, I'd like to see Omid in my office, please. And then he would call for this kid who would just help him with Final Fantasy VII. He would just play in his office. Like during lunch, he would help him.
Incredible.
And then he would suck off all the men and eat the cum. And so
for sustenance.
Well, so he was living off that became like an Italian tradition, is to live off of semen out on the he was eating all the cum, and then eventually he ate the people, and he got to America and he had to create new people, so he threw up all the cum into
a pussy.
Well, his own ass. Which had female reproductive organs in it, which is another feature of Italians, is that
they have both.
None of the men have actual assholes. They just have vaginas. Where their asshole should be.
So they can't shit. Wow. They actually just puke out.
So was that
their
throw
shit.
up? Was that cum throw up? Was that what Alfredo sauce is?
That's what Alfredo sauce is. And so that's where all Italian Americans come from, is this morbidly obese man barfing cum into his own pussy ass.
Yeah.
And that's the history of Italians in America.
But retarded people drool. So
it's true.
They just seep out of their
This
mouths.
is new. This wasn't even the first part.
And their tongues are larger. That is true.
Like dog tongues.
Yeah, they got dog tongues, and all their fingers are the same length. There's no lines on their palms.
Completely smooth.
Yeah.
There's no database of retarded people's fingerprints.
Yeah,
so
they're like
MIB.
They're the perfect criminals. Yeah.
If you could somehow train them.
Yeah. Well, the new Ocean's 11 is going to be all retarded people.
It's true.
But
it's going to be famous.
Yeah.
They're breaking into a Chuck E. Cheese's.
And then it's just
all
of them.
radio.
No, it's all it's 11 retarded people, and then the retarded Danny Ocean is like trying to count them, and he's like, 1, 2.
That's easy.
1, 5.
That's good.
1.
I want to count. My turn.
Yeah, no, it's the retarded Ocean's 11 is the caper is they have to guess how many jelly beans are in a jar. That was in. Oh man, so yeah,
This
my
shit
friend
is
Brendan told me this story about this
hilarious.
guy he knows. It's like just the biggest fucking asshole in the entire world. And he worked at like some bagel place in DC or whatever. I don't know. It's like a breakfast place. And this woman came in with her son, who was like, he had Down syndrome or something. He was like disabled, and she was trying to like encourage him to learn life skills. So she was like, just come on, place your order. Tell the man what you want. And he's like at the cash register, and so the kid's like, can I have I want a bagel with cream cheese. And he orders, and the guy just looks at the kid, and then he looks at the mom, and he goes, ma'am, I have no idea what he's saying. Have to tell me what the order is.
He's fucking ruining this kid's self-esteem for 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, he is not coming back from that, dude. That's so mean. That's so mean.
He has the confidence of like a Down syndrome guy that just got a pair of
He's still so confident.
You know what I mean?
Wait, say that again?
It says he's got the confidence of like a Down syndrome guy that just got a pair of Oakleys.
Like those big wraparound ones.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. No,
it's a very cute visual.
I worked at a pizza restaurant when I was 15, and this guy with Down syndrome came in. Frankie, I'm trying to remember his last. Frankie Griffin was his name.
Why are you saying that?
Well, I mean, people are gonna find his
Twitter.
LinkedIn.
Yeah.
He's at Goldman.
Yeah. Well, he came in one time and he was like, "I'm here for a job," and I was like, okay, sure. Let me.
Sure, we need someone to sort the crayons.
Yeah. Well, so I went to like the manager, who was like this fucking like Albanian woman or whatever.
Yeah.
Or you know what? I think I can't remember. I mean, this is already 12 years ago, but I was like trying to find a job application. I don't think we had any.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, we don't have any job applications in the back, but if you like write down your information, I'll
He
I'll
just
pass it
drew a
off to the
picture of his
manager.
house.
Well, he's standing there and he's wearing a leather jacket.
Hell, he check.
And he's got sunglasses on, like cool
Check.
sunglasses, a leather jacket. And then he's like, okay, and like he doesn't know how to write or whatever. So like he pulls out his while he was like, you can just talk to Sharon at the center, like assuming I knew,
Right.
I'm like, okay, sounds good, but he like pulled out his wallet to like fucking write down his information to like copy it over. I'm like, yeah, just your name and then your date of birth and then a number to reach you at or whatever. And so, like, he's, like, trying to write it out. I'm like, yep, yeah, that's just like that or whatever. But then in his wallet, there's, like, a picture of him wearing the same exact outfit.
Oh, shit.
Leather jacket, sunglasses. I fucking love that shit.
Holy fucking shit. He's just got a picture, like a little fucking wallet size instead of where your family goes.
Yeah.
He puts himself
A picture of himself.
in his favorite outfit that he definitely wears every day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Damn, that's awesome.
I'm jealous of that, dude.
Yeah, they're so adorable. It's so
know.
funny whenever
It's so
you hear
cute.
about, like, they're like, oh, Texas executed a mentally retarded guy, and that's what you picture in your head is, like, one of those guys.
Yeah.
And then you see the retarded guy that they mean. Yeah, it's just a
He's
very
growling.
dumb brute.
Yeah.
It's like a scary 69, but he's like, I'm trying to kill motherfuckers. It's like, okay, that's maybe that guy should be executed.
Right.
He's a scary monster, and he
Yeah.
should be executed.
Yeah.
When you first moved to Baltimore, I remember you pretended you had a son.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
No, that was just like a Facebook joke.
Right.
And then a bunch of people took it seriously. I told people I had a son. Did you
yeah,
see
I
that?
remember.
What was the guy's name?
Ronaldo Fink.
Ronaldo Fink Mullen.
Yeah.
I feel like that kid sort of became Nicole Mullen's kid.
Yeah, sort of. It's funny to have like a kid that you don't take care of.
And then the best part, when he died, I remember he linked to, what was that fucking song? R.I.P.
Oh, yeah.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. We just killed the club.
Yeah. You're like, my son, my
Patron
baby
up the-
boy. You
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
wrote this like 2-paragraph thing about your son dying, and then you linked to R.I.P.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
And people were giving you sincere like sorrow, like fucking apologetic messages. What the
Yeah,
fuck word
people
am I
are
looking
retarded,
for? It was
dude.
so funny.
But that was
People are
before.
so
That was
dumb.
before I had a big internet presence. So like people didn't know.
Yeah.
Half my Facebook friends were like people who didn't fucking know me.
I remember people at open mics would be like, God, it's terrible what happened to Nick's son. And I was like, what? You know him in person. You know he doesn't have a fucking son. He's drunk always. He's fucking just drunk driving every night to the apartment where he lives with a fucking
in my car.
raped clown. You think he's got a child somewhere?
And then I said he died in a beer fire. There was no investigation. Yeah, Ty's those little, those like movie theater rooms in the museum when you sit down and you're like, oh, this is gonna be cool. Oh, okay, this is gay shit. It sucks.
It's just fuck, man.
Do you remember when we were doing the Drake freestyle?
Yeah.
If it ain't penetration, ain't illegal. Dog.
Oh yeah. That's a classic.
That was a good early move to New York hang.
Yeah.
Doing the Drake pedophile.
Penetration ain't illegal, dog.
Ain't no penetration, ain't illegal, dog. Tell that baby I'm gonna slide that diaper off.
Push the diaper to the side.
I just love that, like,
put your diaper
the confidence with that fucking horrible legal advice.
Yeah, it's just actively wrong.
If it ain't penetration.
Call the judge.
Your Honor, I never penetrated the toddler. It was heavy petting.
I'm gonna suck the baby off. If it ain't penetration, ain't illegal, dog.
Tell that judge any case, I'm gonna beat it, dog.
I'm gonna suck the baby off. If it ain't penetration, ain't illegal, dog.
Boom, boom. God, like if you like teabag a man, it's like you're gay, dude.
Dude, I remember the one time there was this kid we all didn't fuck with. Yeah. There was like a basketball tournament. And you like sleep away, and this kid just sucked. And then I remember somebody being like, "Yeah, we teabagged fucking Minaj, this piece of shit." And I saw the video, and it's like 3 guys taking turns putting their balls and dicks in his mouth for like 15 minutes, dude. This guy was passed out.
It was sexual assault. Yeah.
It was straight up.
Yeah, at camp. Yeah, that's like worse than Steubenville. But it's like you watch. The
good one I had on this fucking kid Roosevelt was I was just like, again in a basketball tournament, I just straight up classic took his toothbrush and just absolutely rubbed my balls all over it, and then just put it back, and he was just put it right back. And
I used to love pissing underneath the stall divider onto someone else's shoes.
Yeah, that's good. That's a classic.
What the fuck?
Like, what do you do in that situation? Yeah. Like, oops, sorry,
they're
dude.
Shitting. They can't do anything.
They just lift their fucking legs up. Yeah. Fuck, man, chill.
Just piss all over their shoes. Yeah, dude, fucking soaking public bathrooms with your urine. That's a classic move. That'll never stop being fun. I did that in this Chinese restaurant one time. Oh man, I was like, man, it's me and my mom went to dinner at this Chinese restaurant. This nice little Chinese restaurant, and we got to order like takeout. And I went into the bathroom, and it was like a very nice bathroom, and they had like, nice like paisley pink wallpaper. Yeah. And I just started pissing all over the walls. I was just dying laughing. I was just laughing. Sorry, I pissed all over the mirror. Soak the toilet paper.
The toilet paper's the best one. To leave it on the roll but piss on it.
Yeah. I don't think I got a drop of piss in the toilet.
The funniest part of that is you returning to the table.
Yeah,
returning
to the table, like leaving, and like as I leave the bathroom, that she's like handing me the food. She's like, "Have a nice night." I'm like just crying, laughing. I'm like, "Thanks."
Knowing this bitch is about to walk in that bathroom and know exactly who did it. There's no mystery to that crime. It's
a fucking crime scene, dude. It just piss all over the walls, and it was like soaking into the wallpaper.
Fuck, man.
That's so mean.
Yeah, I wish I'd seen her face.
Well, but then 2 days later, I see this Chinese lady, broad daylight, Canal Street, and her 5-year-old son's next to her, and the kid's got his pants pulled all the way down to his ankles, and the mom is holding the son's penis and directing the flow of his urine all over the sidewalk.
But don't you just not need to really do that with like a baby if you can stand?
Holy shit.
Wait, he's never told you this before?
It's so funny, dude. She's just holding a little
tiny dick. And he's pulling his shirt up. He's got like a Hamtaro shirt.
The only
on.
reason I'm not laughing is his dick's okay. Well, the one thing I want to talk about more about getting caught beating off, because I had a fucking, because my mom, I grew up in this utopia where my fucking immigrant parents didn't use computers, so I was going fucking crazy, dude. I was like beating off to the strangest shit, and the first thing my mom found was the first time she learned fucking computers. I was on some vile shit. I just got a call from my mom, and she was like, someone was on crackhoreconfessions.com. I was like, what are these crack whores? I was like, oh, I don't know, mom. It's probably Nick and George. Just throw my little brothers under the bus.
Yeah. He sucks, but it's not child porn.
Yeah, it's not child porn.
Yeah, but it's like if Lisa Frank did
But I
art.
want to believe, dude. That should
And
be.
spent a lot of money on
Yeah,
it.
there should be
so
dog,
much money.
like dog flower bullshit.
There should be like a show like the X-Files, but they just like investigate powerful pedophile rings.
That'd be great.
Like Mulder was molested as a kid, and Scully just doesn't believe victims.
Wasn't that what?
That's the new X-Files.
I was very upset about True
Mulder,
Detective
there wasn't even a party at that frat that night.
Well, Mulder, what was she wearing?
Did you see that shitty article that was like, I think it was in the Washington Post that was like, oh, people are worried that Obama made DC cool and like the real estate market might suffer under Trump.
Like gentrification might get reversed. Trump might liberate DC.
It just becomes a thriving black community.
It becomes Chocolate City again.
All those people that were displaced.
All those uncool people. All these uncool black single mothers.
Yeah, that's why they kicked the blacks
black.
out. Was
Yeah.
because
Well, how
they
funny
were
is
hip.
it? He said white people were moving to DC to be close to Obama. That's so much worse than gentrification.
Well, they'll still be around. Isn't he staying? So his youngest daughter can finish school?
No, he's moving back to Kenya.
No,
He said, I'm going back to my birthplace and hometown, Kenya, Africa, population 20,000. Gonna get a job at my dad's spear shop.
at his gay prostitution shop.
My dad, who was born there and lives there, I'm gonna work in his spear shop. We spent the night at George's place.
Yeah, my roommate
Greektown.
Shout out to George.
in Bethesda. Yeah. Shout out George. And we spent the night at his house, and we're just fucking stoned and eating Domino's at Bethesda at 3 a.m., And some guy just fucking barges in at 3 a.m. and is just like fucking nervously reading his fucking divorce papers. His dad. So George's dad runs like essentially a halfway home for divorced Greek men. like any divorced Greek guy. Now that he's survived, he runs like an It Gets Better camp for other divorced middle-aged men who get cucked. And this guy fucking, I found out later, dude. So this guy, he's reading his divorce papers. Literally, it's 5 of us stoned as hell watching Lethal Weapon at 3 a.m. And this guy's just sitting there, like looming over us, reading his divorce papers.
Yeah.
We wake up the next day and he's on a phone with a lawyer just reading them aloud, and it's like the shit his wife was saying. It's like, it says here that she no longer feels any love for him and she will be leaving and demands he does not come back into the house. It's like, we cannot tell the media about this. That's what he was saying. Like, what media? Yeah. So listen to this shit, dude. This guy fucking went crazy and started stalking his wife and stole like thousands of dollars worth of jewelry from her. Like he fucking broke into the house, stole jewelry.
Temping for their HR department, which was like it's a known company in its own right. It was like fucking a giant fucking building.
Right.
And I worked the front desk. And like the first day there, they were like, so we have security officers. This isn't like a security position, but like basically you're responsible for making sure people don't, just walk into the office. So like the way you do that is, somebody comes in, if they try to walk past, you go, excuse me, can I help you? And stop them or whatever. And then just figure out who they want to see, call back to the desk, and then have them come up. Because for security reasons, we can't have people walking back there. I'm like, okay, sure. And I was like, like, what if, somebody works here? And they're like, people don't really come and go. So I'm like, okay, cool. And I I'm sitting there. Hour goes by. Nothing happens. Nobody's coming in. Finally, somebody comes in. It's a guy with Down syndrome.
Oh no!
And he just starts.
That's your first day.
First day. He just starts walking past me. I'm like, excuse me, sir. And he just like, and like won't look at me and just blows right past. And I'm like, well, I guess that's how terrorism happens. I'm not gonna fucking get manhandled.
Hassle a retarded guy.
Yeah. I guess his job was collecting the garbage out of the cubicles. So he would go around. I would hear him, and he would go into the woman's behind me's office, and I could hear she would go, well, how are you doing today, Don? And then he'd be like, hi, Sneaky. He called her Sneaky. I don't understand why. But he like would flirt with her. Yeah.
Fucking voice.
Does he go, hi, Sneaky? And then she'd be like, you're Sneaky, Don. He goes, no, you're Sneaky. And he would just go in this woman's office and flirt with her all.
That's awesome.
And then and then he would like come out and then look at me and then just fucking mean mug me.
Really?
Yeah, he hated me. He only liked that one moment.
He could tell.
Yeah. Well, he just that, he gets territorial about the woman he's trying to have sex with.
Dude, no, I got walked in on like 3 weeks ago.
By your mom?
My grandmother. I was just
as
like,
a man?
Huh?
As a man, dude.
As a fucking 27-year-old man right now. I was home for Easter, and my grandmother like never leaves her room, and I'm just beating off with the door open. Or no, the door is closed, but she never leaves her room, and she just like completely uncharacteristically barges in to give me like Easter money. She's got like, I'm just like
$10
straight up cranking my hog. There is no doubt. It was
Just leave it on the table.
There was no. She's like, I'll come back later.
No. Put the money down. Put the money down.
I am just beating off, dude. Like a computer, you can hear the porn.
That's great.
Yeah, dude. Talking about, I have an anecdote about my not knowing that you can't be racist, because I grew up around a bunch of fucking animal Greek people who fucking just were the worst people on earth. Like I remember a life lesson one of my friends' dads taught me.
Well, the Greeks are just Italians without any industry.
Right, but like we've been really coasting on democracy for forever.
That's true.
Like
Yeah.
that's what we got. But like this fucking guy, who's a piece of shit. His name is Haralambos. Haralambopoulos, which is such a fucking stupid name. He's just one of the worst people I've ever met in my fucking life. Like a lesson he gave his son was the worst thing a man can be. Number 1, a gambler. Number 2, a faggot. And I was like, that's like at his son's 16th birthday party. Lessons he's just telling all his male friends,
Holy shit. Did I show you that comment someone sent me on...
They said Trump is Agent Smith?
No. Sorry. From some woman posting on Trump's page.
Fuck, you showed me.
Yeah. I don't know if I showed you.
Fucking funny.
Somebody sent me this kid who listens to the podcast. Shout out to him.
Shouts out. Who?
So, okay. This is on Trump's page on Facebook. Some woman, Terry L. Beavis Guthrie. And I looked. I'm pretty sure
that
it's
real?
I'm pretty sure it's real.
Okay.
I mean, as much as I can vet.
Yeah.
And she goes, she writes, Mr. Trump, I don't know if you read these posts or not. However, my son Matthew, who was born with Down syndrome, would be honored to tell Obama and Hillary they are fired. He will be voting for you, and you are his idol. He's been telling us since he saw The Apprentice that Obama is fired. It would be the thrill of his life to be able to stand next to you and tell them both, Obama and Hillary, you are fired.
Oh my God. So awesome.
That's the best shit I've ever heard in my entire life.
Mr. Trump, my retarded son, is a big fan of your policies.
Mr. Trump, my son with Down syndrome, who sometimes thinks you are Donald Duck, who sometimes confuses you with Donald Duck, to be fair.
He would love to tell Hillary.
Tell Obama and Hillary they're
You're fired.
Like, what is he basing that off of? What? Why does this kid hate Obama?
Somebody, I forget where it was. I saw it online. There was some comment section where, or maybe it was like Yahoo Answers or something, where like a woman was like, Is it normal for like her boyfriend kept a cup of water next to the bed to dip his dick in after they fucked?
What the fuck? To give a bath? To give a penis bath?
Yo, reach your cock off in the fucking bathroom,
It's like a
dude.
dick cup.
That's
He's
terrible.
like putting his dick in, wash it off.
He should have
He has like a
fucking-
bird bath in his room for dipping his dick in.
Well, so yeah, no, I was at Pride, and there's like it's all like people that are naked or whatever, and they're like kissing each other. It's like expressing sexuality.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, I was walking down the street, and in the middle of like the parade, and like there's like East or West 10th, there's a fucking like probably homeless older black lady, like in her like early 70s, rail thin, like kind of like an emaciated crack body,
correct.
and she's in a wheelchair, and she's got her like jeggings pulled down over her, like the diameter of her legs was probably like 4 inches each. She's like beanpole legs.
Christ.
And she got her jeggings pulled down. She's masturbating with both hands, and she's like, "Oh my God, oh my fucking God!" And she's fucking just rubbing her pussy, and everyone's just trying to ignore it, like shielding their eyes and trying to ignore it. Like, why doesn't she have her own float?
Gay men want to fuck me.
Yeah, you can just. There was
a guy I saw on Chatterbait one time who had to be like 89 years old. He looked like
What a start of a sentence.
Yeah.
There was a guy I saw on Chatterbait one time.
he's this old ass man.
Wait, how does Chatterbait work?
It's people just jack
randomly
off
you
on
get
camera.
paired with people jacking off?
No. That's chat roulette. Chatterbait is
That's
like
also
it's a
LinkedIn
gallery.
Premium.
Yeah, it's like a gallery. You can choose somebody to watch masturbate
You
or whatever.
watched an 89-year-old man beat off?
Yeah, I was like, look how old this man is.
I mean, there's a
That guy.
yeah.
He was like 89 years old. Big long white beard. He looked like the
Ooh.
Giver. The cover of the Giver. He looked like that guy.
like Walt Whitman?
Yeah. He looked like Walt Whitman.
Walt Whitman fucked kids, right?
Yeah, but less
boys.
of a sexual deviant than the actual Walt Whitman. This was just a guy that jacked off on camera instead of on little boys' faces. And he's got like this distended belly. And just like an old fucking ass man. He's got nipple clamps, and he's like hitting his dick with shit, and he's jacking off. And he just seemed to be having like a great time. And I'm like, you know what? Good for him.
Right.
He figured out the computer. He's like, living an active life. This isn't like, it's not deviant if he's like, like his family's probably like, yeah, Grandpa loves the computer. We got him. They're like, yeah, he's using the camera to keep in touch with friends from the war.
He's Skyping all
Yeah,
over.
he loves Skype. He's just on Skype all the time. He does 1% Pacific Islander, 4% African, 95% who cares. So he was,
And
very-
also, those, by the way, are like that's within the margin of error.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
4%. Like I was like 6% Jewish or something, and it's like it's
No, you're not.
I swear to
Jewish.
God, yeah.
Stav immediately got on the phone and said, "What's going on with this?"
Yeah.
Margin of error. It's the margin of error. Sir.
Did you see that? Do you follow? Like, I found them through Haywood, but one of those like Pan African Facebook groups.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, there was one because like 90% of the things they share, it's like be proud of your culture, be proud of your heritage, and it's like like a positive, like affirming stuff, and then 5% of them like there's nothing wrong with female genital mutilation.
They shared one meme that was like, Europeans didn't bathe before they discovered Africans or something. It was like they learned bathing from. It was like going into water. Like you think that didn't come up at some point?
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, there's like a bunch of sites like that claim basically every single invention was actually made in Africa, like 3,000 years ago.
Who are those rap?
Yeah,
insane.
There was a fucking some Staten Island dad with his like 2 sons, and he's like harassing some guy in the bullpen. He's like, hey buddy, hey, can I get a ball for my fucking kid, please? And the guy ignores him, and he's like, yeah, keep doing steroids then, you fucking faggot.
Right in front of his son.
His son's like right there. Anyhow, the story she's telling, why this is a good anecdote that'll eat up time, is I guess she was living somewhere in DC off Georgia Avenue, I guess, when she was like a kid, and she was like, and we lived on the corner of Georgia Avenue. And I remember we would go outside in the afternoon, and there was this Chinaman that would sell apples, and me and my friend Suzanne would run up, and we'd pull his tail and steal his apples and laugh and laugh and laugh. My family's just like laughing at this story. I'm like, that's a hate crime. Pull his tail? Yeah, she meant like his cue. His boxer rebellion cue. They'd pull his fucking hair and steal his apples. This poor Chinaman.
Oh, that's
just trying to live his life selling apples. Which, by the way, what a hilarious Chinese immigrant business.
Absolutely.
Yo, you want apple? Apple, too, sir. My grandfather one time referred to black people as the Negroid contingency.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the funniest thing I've ever.
Negroid contingency.
Yeah, I have no idea.
That's awesome.
I say under my breath. I say, I'm gonna fucking
When people are fawning over like a baby, I just think about like how funny it would be if just wailed that baby in the face. How people would be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And be like, "I don't know. I don't know why I did
You
it."
could literally make a baby's head explode if you hit it hard enough.
Yeah, and it's like I don't even want to punch the baby. I just want everyone to be mad at me.
I saw Con Air when I was like 6 with my dad.
Did they make
My
you beat
grandma.
off in the theater to nude scenes?
Remember there's a prison bitch.
I'm just asking. I mean,
There's a prison bitch
never
character
know.
in Con Air. Like the second the plane crashes, he's just like opening luggage,
yeah,
and, like
he's
putting
put
on dresses and stuff. And my dad just looks at me. I was like, I don't know, maybe like 9 or 10, and he just looks at me. He goes, "That's a very sick man." Out of he's a very sick man.
That's
very sick.
Not the part about like the rapist or.
No, he's the issue.
No.
But like to have somebody from another language, another country do fake English.
Yeah.
Is very funny.
That's the best.
Yeah.
That's the best version possible. That's
I
how
mean, we do
my
that
cousin in
with-
Greece. Hey man, hamburgers, hot dogs, man. That's him trying to do an American accent. Hey, Jackie, like New York City, man, black people. Calvin Klein.
My Israeli cousins are like that too. Adam, you are like a Chandler. You are just like a Chandler from the Chaverim show, the Friends.
For the crime of being retarded. It's in the 1950s to put them in the home for the criminally retarded.
I remember one time in elementary school we were playing kickball and some girl like got tricked by a retarded kid. like he like stole a base somehow, or like she got outwitted by a retarded guy. And then she was like, you're retarded. Like she just made it, and he was like, you're a retard. And everyone was like, ah! Everyone was like high-fiving him. It was just one of the best. And this girl got bested twice by a retarded kid. It was awesome.
That's so fucking funny, dude.
He called her a retard.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
You're a retard.
You're retarded.
You're a retard.
I love.
Point is,
Yeah.
I want to get my son. I want my son to get his dick sucked. I want my son to be cool.
By the mom.
Not my wife or whatever, but a hot lady with big fake titties.
Yeah, you hire a prostitute for your 8-month-old.
I ain't gonna have no fags, son. Just try and get him to be straight by getting someone.
I told you I was looking up that autistic girl, right? Fucking like a year and a half
I think
ago.
I only hook up with autistic.
Yeah. No, this girl was so fucking mean. She was like so rude. She's like, that's weird that you're a comedian because you're not very funny at all. I'm like, well, I didn't fucking ask you, you bitch, or whatever. And then, I would like show her things, and she's like, I don't enjoy this. And she's like, this made me laugh a lot. And she showed me a thing that made her laugh one time, and it was just a Pine Sol commercial. She was like, I have to show you this. This made me laugh. She's like, isn't this funny? And it wasn't funny. And then I remember one time, I was trying to watch.
Appreciate that honesty.
I was trying to watch No Country for Old Men, and she's like, this movie sucks. And it was like 5 minutes in. I'm like, you're fucking absolutely wrong. It's like,
it's an incredible
amazing
movie. Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
There's
She's
no
like, it's just really boring. And she had like Oreos or whatever, and above the fridge. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna take some of these Oreos. And then she's like, I think I said something like, do you mind if I have one of these Oreos? Just, of course, you're fucking, seeing somebody. They're not going to mind if you eat the Oreos. I was like, can I have one of these Oreos? She was like,
you can have one or two. I think she was being like gracious or whatever.
Oreos don't grow on trees.
So I had one, and she was like, "Did you have one? You're allowed to have one more." She like made a point. So she went in the bathroom, and I like passively aggressively shoved like 7 Oreos in my mouth.
Wait, you were dating and this?
I love
we were
that you
never dating. This was like
resentfully
someone I
ate a
hooked up with
sleeve
like
of
three
Oreos.
times maybe.
Gotcha.
And then no, but I remember like. And one time I was like arguing with her. I was like, "You realize you're fucking autistic, right? You're like an autistic person. You're just an attractive woman, and that's why like no one's ever told you that." And she's like, "No, I'm not." And she's like, "My mom's a psychologist. I think I would know if I was autistic."
Really?
Anyhow, so we didn't talk for like 2 weeks after that, and then I get a text from her like randomly that's like, "Apparently, I was diagnosed high functioning autistic when I was 4." And I was like, "I knew it. I fucking knew it." But yeah, I guess he plays Genghis Khan in some movie, which I haven't seen.
He was kind of sexy. I'm looking at this picture.
Reiki, take over whole country. Me Reiki wrong time. You can pry these chopsticks from my cold, dead hands. Me so horny. I'm horny to get my dick sucked.
That one didn't have any Asian in it.
Me so horny. Masala, why? Why can't you just sucky me? And there's like a wall in your house with pencil markings on it, but they go horizontal. Yeah. They're like age 8, age 9.
I remember me and my brothers would have as little ass kids like dick measuring contests because it was just like. And then one time,
like your neon green play school ruler.
No,
it goes up to
we would like
4.5
hold them next to each other. We had no idea what was. And my dad like walked in on us and he was like, "What the fuck is going on?" And because I remember the worst one was like to cheat. We would get hard. Like we would first just measure them soft, and then one of us realized if you get hard, your dick gets bigger, and that's when my dad was like, "All right, we gotta fucking."
What's crazy is this is literally how the Greeks invented the Olympics.
My friend, one of my friends from middle school, he was telling his little brother his move when he was like 4 was to be like, "I have a surprise for you. Close your eyes." And he would over and over again put his dick in people's hands.
That's like a cool ass kid.
Little kid. Like, who's gonna say no to like a little kid being like, "I have a surprise"?
Yeah.
You think he's gonna put like a gummy bear in your hand or something? He did it to like his mom, his brother's dad, and his teacher and kids at school.
But there was this kid, Matt, and I forget his last name, but he built a tent in the corner of the daycare one time. And this had to be like 1997 because I remember Titanic had come out and he was obsessed with Titanic.
Oh my god,
he loved the movie so much. Yeah, he had like a picture book of the movie, like you like go through the and like you would bring it to school and show it, and so he would play Titanic. He would like
as
like,
a game. Yeah,
he would like he'd play Titanic, whatever. And I remember my favorite thing to do in the daycare center was sign up for the computer area and then hold a magnet to the monitor and destroy the monitor. Me and my shit have friends.
That is all you need to know about you as a human being. Is that as a baby, basically, what you loved, what you spared, your hobbies were destruction and ruining other people's fun.
Fucking hold a magnet to the screen. And then, no shit, I swear to God, blame it on the retarded kid. There's a retarded kid named Victor. I'll be like, Victor did it.
That is
he
hitting
drooled
for
off the fucking computer screen and broke it.
That's incredible. That's hitting for the Mullen cycle, dude. That's doing everything.
Yeah.
Trolling, vandalism, blaming the retarded,
bullying.
There was this kid, Matt, and he was obsessed with Titanic, and then he built a tent in the corner of the room.
What do you mean on the retarded?
Yeah.
What? This fucking poor kid.
I mean, they knew it was me.
Yeah.
But fuck. So this kid Matt built a tent in the corner of the room out of like blankets and shit, and he like propped it up, and then he brought this girl who was like 3 years younger than him into the tent.
No.
and I guess they were playing Titanic in there.
Oh no!
And this one
He
kid
drew her like one of his French girls.
This one kid he peeked his head in there, and then he comes out looking like a ghost. And I don't know what the fuck happened, but he goes, he was like, oh, he like looked shocked. And me and my friends were just watching this happen. And he goes up and tells the teacher, like the counselor, John, he says something to him. And John's like, drops everything and does that like walk where he's, of speeding up
with
the entire time.
Yeah.
Just the variable speed of him like fucking increasing. How is he at that tent in like 3 seconds, and he looks in there, and then he just rips that fucking kid out of the. I don't know what the fuck he was doing there.
Oh no!
But he ripped that kid out of there. So I'm assuming he was like molesting that girl. Or something.
Jesus, dude.
That's hilarious. Just like in Titanic.
Yeah, I know. And
I was really hoping for a wholesome turn.
No. It doesn't make what I was doing with the computer sound so bad now, does it? I was just learning how magnets work. Funny. There was like an older black guy on the bus one time that was like trying to fuck my dad, and my dad got like,
hell yeah.
My dad was like mad about it. He was like, he came like home from work all pissed off. And it's like, I think he was working at like Ritz Camera at the time. He had some like bullshit like $8 an hour job. So he's already mad. He's like, I'm on a fucking bus, and some guy was like, oh, you got a tight little ass, I'm gonna fuck you. I'm like, why are you telling me this? If you didn't do anything, you shouldn't repeat that story.
Yeah, you just got harassed, dude. You just got fucking.
My 6-year-old dad getting sexually harassed on the bus.
But what were we saying though at the speech? He's giving the speech?
He's giving the acceptance speech, and some guy's just like, kill Obama! Yeah, just yells, kill Obama.
The president, the sitting president of the United States.
He's opening for Tenacious D at Madison Square Garden, and they said, "All right, like you do like 30," and Tenacious D's fans are just like rabid, and they don't give a fuck about it. He's bombing from the first punchline.
No one knows who the fuck he is.
No one knows
who
he just looks like a
Hamburger
shitty
is.
comic.
Yeah, he opens with, what did Santa Claus get Paris Hilton for Christmas? And people are like, boo! And then he's like, he raped her. Well, he raped her.
Yeah, and then
About things. Greek people don't really care about Thanksgiving, so I'm just gonna go.
This is why Ann Coulter's right.
that's why you should go
This is why
back.
I'm going
Yeah.
Friday. I'm gonna.
Greek people don't care about Thanksgiving. That's why we need to kick them out. This isn't a women's shelter. It's a country.
Yep. I went to Starbucks today and had them write Thanksgiving on my cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is pretending to have a problem with it. You have your gun in the selfie video
Yeah.
you're taking. I want you to watch this, YouTube. I'm going into Starbucks now, and I'm having them write Kwanzaa, Christmas, Hanukkah, Thanksgiving, Arbor Day, Memorial, every holiday I can on the cup. If they run out of space, I am discharging my weapon directly into the face of the ethnic barista that's paid too much money. How is that? That's like
That
the
was
last
so
battleground of American
Why are they so mad at
conservatism
Starbucks?
Is fucking latte.
Well, they were just writing Trump. That shit is so good.
Yeah.
What a fucking protest.
They won't write Trump
I'm gonna give these motherfuckers $12.
My name is Swastika. You gotta write it on there. That's the rule.
Yeah, like that's even a law.
Sorry, I can't deal with random phone calls after that FBI thing.
Yeah.
I was watching. When the FBI called me, I was watching The Big Short. And it was like the scene where, they're fucking, the investigation is growing or whatever. And then I get a phone call from the fucking FBI. And this guy, you know what? I'm just going to play the voicemail.
They throw a
I'm
midget.
trying to reach Nick Mullen. My name is Jim Mahoney. I'm a special agent with the FBI. It's Monday, January 18th, about 4:45. Just looking for a time to talk to you, ask you some questions in regards to something that we're looking into. I'll give you a call probably tomorrow or the next day to see when you're available. All right? Talk to you then. Thanks. Bye.
What day was that?
It was January 18th.
Wow,
last year.
2016. What a wild ride.
Yeah. No, sorry. But anytime I get a phone call now from a mysterious number, I'm worried it's going to be that voicemail I got while watching The Big Short from an FBI agent with a mid-Atlantic accent too. I was like the one time cops. You know, it's funny. I love when people are like, "Hey, that cop was actually really fucking cool," and what they mean is like, "Wow, that cop didn't rape me." That cop wasn't a complete asshole like they usually are.
I know.
So being a good cop just means you like have the courtesy level of a normal human.
Just
being.
the guy in behind you at the grocery store.
Yeah, right.
I was telling Nick before the show, but we were talking to this gay Dominican guy that works at the front desk at his storage facility, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm just ready for vacation. I'm trying to go out there. California, I love it there. Like the food is so good. I went to In-N-Out Burger. I went to Panda Express."
Did he suck his teeth while he was saying it? Yeah, there's a video of Ilya Ilyin, Dmitry Klokov, and then another guy, and they're in Long Island City. They came in, they're like going to some CrossFit in Long Island City or something, and all of them live in like former Soviet, like, you know,
right. Just the worst
Klokov
places.
lives in Russia. Yeah.
How do they get that big? Just eating fucking cow meat and shit?
Well, it's not. You need the protein to like build muscle and get big. But as far as like weightlifting goes, strength is like mostly neurological, and it is a sport, so it requires like coordination and then like optimizing your mechanics of how quickly you move the weight up your body.
Gotcha.
So like a lot of that is they're just, you know, they are very strong, but they're better at like doing it than you know.
But dude, how the fuck do they get nutrients? Isn't like Georgia? Isn't it just like bunch of canned
You should
shit?
see what the fucking Chinese weightlifting team eats. They eat like fucking General Tso's chicken and bullshit ramen, like top ramen and stuff. There's like videos of like, yeah, those like
damn, that sounds tight.
yeah, those Chinese guys like Lu Xiaozhang and shit eating lunch, and it's like garbage. But those guys are fucking jacked because they do bodybuilding stuff in addition to, you know, their regular.
I can't wait to be jacked, dude. Any day now.
Yeah.
I've been doing push-ups.
Well, okay, so there's a video of them in Long Island City or whatever.
I've seen this video.
Yeah. I showed
not.
Adam. It's great, and they're all in like the car, and they're like, you know, somebody's taping them, and it shows the back seat, and they're all dressed like idiots, you know, like tracksuits again, you know, like fucking, and you know, they're like waving at the camera. They're like, "What's up?" You know, and Ilya, who like doesn't even speak English, he's like, "What's up, nigga?" You know? Fucking. And then the camera moves away or whatever, and then in the comments on the YouTube video in like Russian, it says like, "Dmitry, nigga is a very offensive word in English. You need to tell Ilya that you can't say that." And then like Dmitry responded like in Russian, like, "I will inform him."
That is so good.
Yeah.
That's the one word he picks up.
Yeah.
He just gets that one immediately.
Yeah. No, I would stay up on IRC all night.
Hell yeah, dude.
Internet relay chat, folks.
What is that?
It's like you know, Slack.
Yeah.
Slack is like very similar to what IRC was.
It's like early Slack.
Well, IRC is like the oldest chat platform. It came out
Before AIM?
before even the World Wide Web.
What?
So yeah, I think IRC came out in like 1988.
So what part of your life are you using all this IRC shit? You're like 11 or some shit?
Yeah, in between. I mean, even younger than that, probably like 9 to. I mean, that's why I am the way I am.
Yeah, 100.
I remember
talking
that.
to?
The
This
first
is
time,
huge.
the first time I saw Goatsy, I was probably like 9 or 10 years old,
Really?
and I remember like turning the computer off, and I like felt sick or whatever.
Yeah,
I like
dude.
wanted to tell my parents, and then like 2 weeks later, you're just sending Goatsy to people, and you're like, "This is hilarious. This is fucking hilarious."
Imagine how much different your life is if your dad comes in and counsels you in that moment, and it's like, "It's all right, son.
Mm.
You have to stop doing this." You're like a fucking loan officer at a bank.
It happened to my friend Brendan. He had Goatsy on his computer because he was so in the old Internet Explorer, like Internet Explorer 5 or whatever, like, you know, 10, 15 years ago, if you highlighted an image, the way it highlighted an image was every other pixel on the image, it would shift, it would like put a blue tint
Right.
on the image.
Yes.
So you could take an image and bring it into Photoshop and then figure out how, like, what makes, you know, whatever shift every other pixel is blue. Right. You can counteract that a certain way or adjust the quality of the image that it like transforms when every other pixel has a. So he created this image where if you like highlighted, it looked like it's just a blur. but if you highlighted it, it became Goatsy.
Oh, that's genius.
Yeah. It was pretty cool.
Wow.
That's very good.
Yeah, so he had Goatsy on his computer, and he was like working on that or whatever.
Yeah.
And his dad went on his computer and found Goatsy, and then they like asked him at dinner. They'd like sit him down. He's like looked all sick, and he was like, "Are you gay?" You know? I told the story before. That happened to me too. My mom found meat spin on my computer. Did I tell you that?
No.
Yeah, my mom was like crying. She's like, "Do you like jacking off to boys?" I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" She's
Yeah,
like, "I went on your computer and I saw something." I'm like, "What the fuck did you see on my computer?"
Yeah.
And then she was like, "It was like a dick going into an ass, and then the other dick was spinning around." I was like, "Oh, meat spin." I was like, "No, you just send that to people. It's like a greeting card."
Fun. Yeah, it's like a fun little trick to play on your friends.
Yeah.